Welcome to BODYCORE, the evolution of training. The BODYCORE functional training platforms are the next generation of vibration training. Different movement, purely vertical, different design, allowing you to take a dynamic step forward with your training. If you want to get results, the BODYCORE platforms provide a more effective, more efficient workout than ever before. Whatever your goal, toning, strength conditioning, balance, flexibility, increased calorie output, improved circulation, a workout on BODYCORE will allow you to achieve this. Be stirred, not shaken.
Welcome to BODYCORE. First thing we're going to look at is the squat front raise. Safety points first. You'll notice while Chris is still on the platform, she's always keeping her knees flexed. And you can see just by standing still how the legs are having to work just to accept the movement of the platform and keep the reverberation out of the head. Okay, so at all times make sure we keep a slight flex through the knee. Okay, the squat front raise then. We've got the tension straps here, and Chris's challenge is to keep as much tension coming through these straps as she possibly can. As she pulls herself down into a squat position, so we've got the front of the shoulders working and all the big leg muscles working as well, and then she drives herself back up to the start position, keeping those knees slightly bent. Back down again. So compared to traditional squat front raise on the floor, Chris is having to work a lot harder to cope with the movement of the platform. And we can see just how hard she's having to work through the legs by how much movement we're creating through the knee to accept and work with this oscillation as she squats and front raises through there. So a lot of work coming through the shoulders, but also a huge amount of work coming through the legs, which is going to give us a big calorie output, a lot more blood circulating and going to the working muscle groups to transport the oxygen. So we're getting more out of our squat front raise than traditional techniques down on the floor. The only variation we've got here is just keeping a slight flex in the knee. So that is the squat front raise. Okay, welcome to BODYCORE. We're going to have a look at the squat. Okay, just a basic squat. I'm sure you've all done it at home, but we're bringing extra benefits by squatting up on the platform, by coping with the movement. That's going to increase our intensity. What I want Chrissy to do now is go down into a full squat, but only come halfway up. We're going to do a couple of reps of this, working at the outer range of the movement, and then on the third one she's going to come right back up again, and then I just want to do some low level squats. So come right back up, then not too deep, just working at the inner range movement, and then some full squats again. So what we're playing with here, different to what we were doing on the floor, is just pulsing in different ranges of the squat, just to build the intensity into the legs and maximise the benefits that the movement of the platform is bringing to us. So we're playing around with our joint angle. Remember our safety points, not locking the knees out at any point, keeping them nice and soft so that the movement is being accepted through the legs and we're keeping the vibration out of the head. That is the BODYCORE squat. Welcome to the BODYCORE press up. What we're looking at first is some positioning, shoulders over the wrists, okay, back nice and straight, belly button pulled tight in so we're protecting the lower back. Chris is down on her knees here in what we call the box position, so this is our easiest level or beginner entry level box press up. Then she's going to take her knees back. If we want to make it slightly harder, she's just going to slide the knees back, but keeping those shoulders over the wrists. We go down and you can see the elbows coming out to the side, creating a nice 90 degrees. Back's still good posture, not letting the hips sink through. Nice controlled reps. Now we're going to do a couple down at low levels. Just going to go all the way down and only come halfway up, so just to there. So we're building intensity into the muscle groups that we're working. Chest and triceps working really hard here. We're going to come all the way up now, and she's going to go from top to only halfway down. So just working through a different range, just pre-fatiguing the muscles that we're working. Then she's going to go back into full range again. So we're really maximising the intensity that the platform brings to us by manipulating the joint angle that we're working in. If we wanted to make that a little bit harder now, we can just take Chrissy up onto her toes. All we need to make sure here is the body's nice and straight, the hips are down, head's in a neutral position, elbows slightly bent at all times so we're not getting too much vibration into the head, stabilising through straight legs. And that is the BODYCORE press up. Welcome to the BODYCORE press up, incorporating these unique U-rings. Okay, benefits of these is we can start to rotate the wrists a little bit and change how the loading is in the same muscle groups that we're working in a traditional press up. You see Chrissy here going down, keeping her shoulders over her wrists, taking it down to a nice 90-degree elbow joint. She's down on her knees, moderate intensity, good body posture through the back, head in a neutral position. Now she's starting to change lever length a little bit. So as she steps her right arm forward, the right arm's got to work harder, then she brings it back so it's an even split, then she takes the left arm forward. Now the left arm's working a little bit harder, so we're changing and manipulating where the loading's going in the muscle groups that we're working. As well as increasing the intensity by coping with the movements of the platform, we're really starting to get creative with the basic press-up movement and changing the loading patterns into the muscle groups that we're working. And that is the BODYCORE press-up with the U-rings. Welcome to the BODYCORE crunch. We've got Chrissy on the platform here doing crunches, bringing the knees up to the chest, meeting in the centre. What we'll notice here, just by the movement of the platform, it's bringing much more intensity into Chrissy's abs than if she was doing it on the floor. So if she extends out and just tries to hold that position, we can see everything moving, and she's having to work really hard all the time, close up to the centre, to stabilise against that movement that the plate's creating. So much more intense than down on the floor. So we're going to rep out now. Got to work really hard to keep the pressure out of the lower back. Just going to get 2 more reps, so I'm going to rest, just extending the legs. This is the last one, and rest. And there you have an introduction to the BODYCORE crunch. Welcome to the BODYCORE side plank. Chrissy's just shown us the hardest version at the moment with an extended arm. Abs really tightly pulled in, head in a neutral position so we're running in a straight line. If we want to make this a little bit easier, we're just going to drop down onto the elbow. Body posture's still the same, stay stable through this shoulder, don't allow it to drop up towards the ear. Keep the hips nice and lifted from there. If we want to make it a little bit harder, we can start to rep. So Chrissy's dropping the hip and then working really hard to drive it up. So we can just hold for 10 seconds, then do 2 or 3 reps, drop down, drive up, last one, and then we'll just hold for 5 or 10 seconds again. You can see with the movement of the plate, it's really intense for Chrissy now. Relax there. Welcome to the BODYCORE lunge. Okay, what we've got here, we've got the platform running, and straight away you can see that Chrissy's having to stabilise against the movement, so the muscles are already working quite hard. What we're going to do is drop this rear knee straight to the floor, so we've got 90 degrees at both knees, upper body posture's nice and tall with the abs pulled in. She drives back off the plate, brings the other leg forward, drops into the same movement. Now she's going to hold it here and just rep twice for me so we can build a bit of intensity in the quad, hamstrings and glutes, then drive back, change legs. So we're maximising what the platform's doing for us by just keeping the foot on there a little bit longer. Now she's going to go back to alternates, drive straight back, bring another alternate in, and the next time round she's just going to hold up on here for 2, maximising what the platform can do for us in intensity, and then drive back, just fatiguing the muscles now, working quite intensely, keeping that upper body posture tall, and that to us is the BODYCORE alternate lunge.